All this means is that you view your dollars kind of like contractors for your business. You give them jobs. You wouldn't hire a contractor and then pay them without giving them something to do. And your money is the same. You want to make sure that every dollar has its job, whether it's going to paying taxes, paying you, or saving for that Shopify subscription that's due in a couple of months.
Are you a maker who loves your craft but hates the money talk? Welcome to the Profit for Product podcast, where we help makers turn financial chaos into clarity, all in 20 minutes or less. I'm Meagen Berquist, a money coach for handmade business owners. Follow me as I cover everything from budgeting basics to scaling your finances. We've got the stories, strategies, and encouragement you need to stay on track. Each episode will break down financial concepts into bite-sized, easy-to-understand tips so that you can implement them easily. Whether you're just starting out or looking to scale your business, tune in to learn how to master your money so you can get back to making. Now let's get started. Hey friend, welcome to the Profit for Product podcast, where we talk about becoming profitable even when you're not a numbers person. I'm your host, Meagen Berquist. I'm the founder of Stella Sol Sustainables, a handmade eco-home product brand, and a money coach for fellow handmade businesses. If you've been a listener to the pod for any amount of time, you've probably heard me wax poetic about a software called You Need a Budget, otherwise known as YNAB. This software helped me dig myself out of over $10,000 of debt, and it helped me become a lot more intentional with my money, both personally and in my business. But part of what makes YNAB so amazing is it's not just a software. Technically, you could get the same results from doing a spreadsheet. It would be a lot more work, but you could. But the thing about YNAB is that it also has this ethos, these habits that are designed to make your life easier. Those four things are: give every dollar a job, embrace your true expenses, roll with the punches, and age your money. So today we're going to be talking about all of these four rules and how you can apply these to your businesses. If you're interested in trying the software out, I've included a link in the show notes to a 30-day free trial, no credit card required. I just love this software, and I want you to have all the tools that you need in order to succeed in your finances. Rule number one, or habit number one, give every dollar a job. If you go back to episode 6, I do a full deep dive into zero-based budgeting. All this means is that you view your dollars kind of like contractors for your business. You give them jobs. You wouldn't hire a contractor and then pay them without giving them something to do. And your money is the same. You want to make sure that every dollar has its job, whether it's going to paying taxes, paying you, or saving for that Shopify subscription that's due in a couple of months. Which leads me right into the next piece. Habit number 2, embrace your true expenses. Now, all this means is that we as business owners and as humans on planet Earth have different expenses that come up at varying times. Not everything is a daily, weekly, or even monthly expense. For example, you might have payroll. And that is absolutely a necessary expense, and it is bi-weekly, weekly, or monthly. But you also may have annual subscriptions that only come out in December or July or March, whenever you started that subscription. But if you're not treating it like a monthly expense, you're probably kind of scrambling when it comes time to pay that expense, and that is leaving you frazzled and flustered. So the goal with this habit is to treat every single thing like a monthly expense. So if you have a Shopify subscription that is $360 a year, I know it's not that, but for easy math, $360 a year. That would mean that you would need to put away $30 per month in order to have all of that money ready for when that expense lands on your credit card statement. Now, here's a big thing. You're gonna forget something.
Even over a year into using YNAB, I am still forgetting things that I need to account for. The point of this is not to be perfect. I know that that is, if you're anything like me, what you aim for or what you have aimed for in the past. And I promise you, it's not that deep. Just do the 85% roll, get 85% of the way there, and adjust as things come, which leads us right into our next one. Roll with the punches. Have you ever been able to stick to an immensely rigid budget without being stressed out? Oh, wait. If you have, amazing, fantastic. I am not like that. I would venture to say that 95% of people are not like that. Being strict with our money can be really, really stressful, especially since life is unpredictable and business is unpredictable. So, rolling with the punches means that you are shifting money around just because your money, you initially decided that you were going to put it aside for this expense doesn't mean that we can't reprioritize and reevaluate and decide that this new expense is more pressing right now. But Megan, isn't that just, I don't know, being lazy? Just no. Budgeting is a verb, not a noun. So while you have a budget, you budget regularly. And sometimes, as humans, shockingly, our values change, our priorities change. And your budget that you set in quote unquote stone 3 months ago might not serve the you that you are now. And that's okay. That is to be expected. One of the top things that you need to learn is how to prioritize and reprioritize and reprioritize because that's what being human and having money is. It's just about priorities. The last habit is age your money. Now, this sounds kind of weird. Like money can't really age, but all that means is that the longer that your money is sitting in your bank account, the more solid of a foundation you had. Think of it like a silo, like a grain silo. You have stuff that gets put into, right? It goes all the way to the bottom. And then when you put more grain in, you're putting it at top, right? You're not immediately pulling it out and feeding it to the animals. The longer that that grain takes to get from the top of the silo down to the bottom to the feed, that is the age of your money. If it takes 5 days, if it takes 20 days, if it takes 40 days, whatever it is, that is the age of your money. And the longer that that time is between when you have it and when you spend it, the more solid of a financial foundation you're going to have because you have the money to deal with stressors and deal with slow seasons that we all have in our businesses. Now, I want to make this very clear. This is not an endorsement for hoarding cash, but especially when you have variable income, living on income you make this month is a capital letter risk. It is going to make finances a lot more stressful. And if you remember back to a couple episodes ago, we want it to be boring. We want our finances to be boring so that we can get excited about money. If you're a little confused about what I'm saying, go back to listen to that episode. Now, are there other places where you can manage your money? Yeah, absolutely. But YNAB is my number one choice to the point where I've actually stopped using QuickBooks in favor of this app. And here's why. With QuickBooks, it's so confusing. There's so many different things. There's so many different reports. There's all of this. And if you love that, great, fine. But YNAB is really intuitive to use for me. And so that's why I love it. Their customer service is amazing. Their integration with the vast majority of banks make importing your expenses easy. And that's what we all need as business owners, especially with something that we may not feel super comfortable with, like handling our money. Making it easy is going to make it much more likely that you will do it. They have both a web web-based and phone-based app that makes it easy to access your budget. And one thing I absolutely love about the web-based app is that they actually have a calculator. Like, they actually have a calculator designed into the budgeting thing. So if you want to add more money to a given category, say your owner's comp or your profit, all you have to do is press plus and whatever amount that you want to add in, and you're good. You don't have to do the math. It does it for you. You can see where your money is at any given time. And to go with the age of your money, you know how much of a time buffer you have, which is amazing. And you have infinite flexibility with categories. There is no limit to how many categories you can have. So you can have as many or as few as you want slash need. I personally am kind of a nerd and want to see every single thing laid out so I know exactly how much I have ready for X and Y expenses. But you do you, because that is the most important. If you like today's episode, I would be so, so grateful if you took a moment to review the podcast. So help other handmade business owners take charge of their finances to build more profitable businesses. Come join me on Instagram at Profit for Product and say hi. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye for now.